All right, here we go.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. I was trying to show y'all who haven't seen my commercial for the RICO verdict. I don't have it queued up. We'll do it for the next pod. But my
For
name is
sure.
Padre Carter. This is LFX Media, the podcast. Health is wealth is the topic. I'm here with the Honorable Custom Beat King. How you feeling this morning, good brother?
Man, I'm feeling great. We are getting started in the right direction, and yeah, man, I'm just up in here in the custom beat shack, making it do what it do. Of course, you know what I'm saying. All immediate projects are almost complete.
Hmm.
Man, it's been great. Simply Kills album is done,
Mm.
entitled HYMM. So that will be on all platforms this month. Also, this month, Miss Toy presents Rock Hop Volume 1, produced exclusively by your boy J Pad, the Juggernaut, aka the Custom Beat King. In addition to that, if you go to lfxmedia.live, you can see more content that we've been putting up on the channel. And there it is, as you can see behind the mellow man himself. Paji got the RICO verdict book, which is available right now. And also, we have LFX Media, which is on Roku, Web TV, Amazon Fire.
And allegedly Apple TV. We got to check on that.
Oh, and yeah, and Apple
That's
TV as well. That's right. I
that's
saw that on the website yesterday.
yeah. It said
I
it on
was
the
at
website.
rehearsal last night, and I was spreading the word around. So,
Indeed, indeed. I posted for all content creators. Stop in, tap in with us. Y'all quick to jump on TikTok and you know Instagram, WhatsApp, Reddit.
I see a
We're
couple people on Facebook checking in already, so that's great.
okay. Yes, indeed.
Make sure
And
you guys share this live because this is an important one today.
mm,
We are in the beginning stages of a challenge that I put out there for all the social heads out there. This February is no fried, no salt February, and we're gonna do it
mm.
for 28 days, and we're gonna stick with it. Make sure you guys are sharing this live once again. I just shared it out. Let me see if I can share it to a couple other groups here while we're on the scene here. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
We're just gonna try to set it to these different groups here. Let's go ahead. There's one. There's one. Let's go ahead and go here. We're gonna go
You
to.
look like you on a Today Show, brother.
Well, actually, I feel like I'm on the Today Show today. You know what I'm saying? I'm all rigged up, and then I got the light of justice right behind me. You know what I mean? That's what that's called for those who don't know. The little light in the corner.
Hmm.
That's the light of justice.
Hmm. Without a
So
doubt, this is a very important pod. Um, Not only being the first day of Black History, um, it's also the first day of our challenge, which I started Monday. I actually went on ahead because we only have 28 days in February. I want to do the full 30-day challenge, so I started yesterday. I went to Sam's. Shout out to Sam's. You know, one day they might be one of our sponsors. We'll see because I spend enough time in there.
yeah, Sam. Shout out Sam.
Yes, sir.
Not
I
the
actually,
uncle, but you know.
yeah, yeah. You can get a 2 pound bag of spinach for $5, and that's a lot of spinach. 2 whole pounds. You hustlers out there know what that pound bag look like. But the topic is health is wealth, and I just wanted to give you some pointers about eating well And actually, the phrase "health is wealth" it actually came from Ralph Waldo Emerson, who was a poet, and a lecturist, and an essayist. He coined that phrase in 1860. So you guys who are trying to coin it, it's been coined since 1860. And if you want to know a little bit about Ralph Waldo Emerson, you can go to Wikipedia.
Uh-oh, we had a freeze here. There you go, bro.
Right, you can go to Wikipedia and check out Ralph Waldo Emerson. Actually, his pieces that he wrote, when you go down to the collection in Wikipedia, the actual essay or the book that he wrote, you can pull that whole thing up. Wikipedia has it in there for you. So that's just a hot take on the phrase, the quote, "Health is wealth." It's been around for a long time, and we want to be around for a long time ourselves. So we're trying to stay healthy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. You're right about that. Health is wealth. And in these days and times, it's more important for us to be conscious about our health and how we are actually taking care of ourselves, not just what we're doing as far as exercise, but what we're actually feeding our bodies. And I think that that's the main reason why I said, yes, it's great to get to the gym. It's great to work out. For those who know me and follow me, know that I actually go to the gym on a regular and frequent basis. I know Mellow Man PDC does as well. We do both exercise quite regularly and often. But also, in my journey of exercise, I realized that my diet also needed an attitude adjustment, if you will.
Mhm.
And so I began to explore other types of food that actually work to the benefit instead of working against it. And I know that a lot of our health issues do come from our diet. Us as African Americans, we probably have one of the poorest diets in the world. And I'm speaking generally of African Americans because I can't speak on the other countries. We're not there. But yeah, so I felt like it was important for us to spread a message out here today and say, hey, look, this month for Black History Month, on
Mhm.
top of everything, we're going to challenge everyone to a no fried, no salt, table salt, that is. You know, the stuff that you normally sprinkle on your food and
Mhm.
add to your ingredients when you're cooking stuff. We want to get rid of that for 28 days and see where we end up. And hopefully, we all are healthier, wealthier, and wiser at the end of it all. And it also builds character and it'll build a
Mhm.
little discipline. But Podge, you had something that you really wanted to touch on since it is Black History Month.
Absolutely. I posted this morning, um, and my take on Black history is kind of cringeworthy for me because when you say this is the first Black person that did this, the first Black person that did that, um, we, from the beginning of creation of civilization, we invented everything. So for it to come in reverse to us, like, hey, this is the first Black, musician, or the first Black scientist or engineer, like in the beginning of civilization, it was only us. Let's put that out there. We're are the
Yeah.
you know, we're the original man, So it's cool though. It's cool. I mean, I tapped in with the social media experiment. He was actually just going live. Shout out to Deontay Cooley, another podcaster, family member. Um, every day of Black History, I'm going to try to dig deep into the rabbit hole and pull someone out or something out that you didn't know about. And that's what this month is about. So some of us complain and, oh, it's the shortest month of the year and da, da, da. Hey, let's make the best of it. This is our time to shine. If it's 28 days, I mean, me myself, I shine daily, 365, 247. Feel me? So definitely, we want to keep that in mind. All positive energy we want to float through. You know, we don't want to pull back and find all the negatives of things. The most positive thing that's going on right now is we're being celebrated for a whole month. So let's run with it. So I posted today.
Completely.
The first post I posted was the Jubilee Singers of Nashville. Now they they sang throughout um, the Underground Railroad, and one of their most famous songs was put into the national. Let me see, national heritage in history of music, and Swing Low, Sweet Chariot. Now, singing that on, if you know the words or know a little bit about Swing Low, Sweet Chariot, they're basically saying, once you get over on the other side, tell my people I'm on my way too. And they're singing this to each other and in sort of a code on the Underground Railroad. So these were a cappella singers that were from Nashville, and they were so recognized that somebody said, well, singing like this, where are y'all from? Nashville. And from there, Nashville was named Music City from these Jubilee singers. Not Willie Nelson, not Kenny Rogers, not Dolly Parton, the Jubilee singers from Fisk University.
Key information.
Yes, sir.
Ah, there we go. Key information nonetheless. We got had a little glitch in the matrix, and
Okay.
you know, thanks for everybody that's tuning in. I was in there just sharing away to make sure that we had as many people tap in. Good morning, Gail.
Good
Gail,
morning, Gail.
yeah, for those who don't know, Gail Diane Smith, that is Pixley's Picks, who also is responsible for this seal that you see on my chest here.
Uh,
And so, we have the store custombeatking.net. And so shout out to Gail. Gail may go ahead and share us into some groups here and see if we can get some people to tap in. But that was great information and didn't even know that, man. That was some key stuff that you just set out there, man.
yeah, we definitely there's a lot of things that we know and it's regurgitated and thrown around, and don't get me wrong, I'm not taking any black accomplishments lightly, but in order to exercise our brain, we need something different as far as content,
Yes.
so that's what we're here for. We the content kings.
That's right. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. And that's what we're
Without a doubt.
bring right to you. I
Yes.
actually have a few too, Podge, but do you got anything else that for Black History Month that
Just the fact that hang on, throughout the whole month we'll be doing little rabbit holes that we dig in and pull out information for you every single day because we are the content kings.
yes indeed. We're here now. We're here now.
Yeah.
We're here now, establishing and reestablishing, if you will. And we've been talking about that, and now we're bringing reality just so we can share with you guys, and we all can level up together. You know what I mean? And so um, I got one just quick one that I'm going to put out there because I told Podge I was going to be a stat man for the day, a slight
Okay.
stat man. Just a few quick little tidbits.
Slightly.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. One in particular, and I'll read this here real quick. We have um, a lady. We're going to put a woman in to the mix here, and it is Madam C.J. Walker,
Yes,
uh, which,
indeed.
which not too many people know who she was, but Madam C.J. Walker was born on a cotton plantation in Louisiana and became wealthy after inventing a line of African American hair care products. She established Madam C.J. Walker Laboratories and was also known for her philanthropy. So that's my stat for the day, and had to get that in there real quick.
Oh yeah, for sure. There was a movie about Madam, and those points that you just presented. If you go and watch the movie, I don't know what platform it's on. Soon to be LFX Media.live. We're gonna throw it up. We get a chance.
We're gonna have it up there.
But her struggle to be an entrepreneur and one of the first black entrepreneurs, um, she had she had a mate. You know, I won't throw any spoilers for you to go see. Go
Exactly,
see it.
exactly. I,
She,
I
it,
actually got a chance to see it, just so y'all know. But yes,
yeah,
yes,
you want to be on one accord. You want to have that same energy with the person that you're living with, you're in relations with. You know, in full support of what you're doing, and you're in full support of what they're doing. It's called synergy.
absolutely, absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
but
Yes,
go check that out when you get a chance. Madam C.J. Walker's story.
Madam C.J. Walker, and she definitely was one of the very first. You
Hmm.
know, one of the very first. She was an inventor, and she
Yes,
was quite wealthy at a time when most African Americans were not. So
for sure.
that is our Black History moment for the day.
Absolutely. I want to shout out my Aunt Cheney, one of the first black women in the city of Erie with a business, real estate, all of that. Shout out Aunt Cheney.
Shout out Aunt Cheney. You already know.
22nd in German, yo.
Got to shout out my dad, man.
Yes,
John
yes.
Edward Miner, pioneer in his own right.
Mm-hmm.
He was actually the first black male to integrate national gas in
Mm,
Erie.
wow. A-
Absolutely.
AKA,
Hot chocolate, second shot, 014, good and plenty, dark and
yes,
lovely,
yes.
Black Eagle,
Good
the man,
brother.
the myth, the legend, the former Dodger, former Met John Edward Miner. As a matter
Mm-hmm.
of fact, tomorrow is his birthday. So
Oh.
he was born on Groundhog Day.
Salute you, King.
Yes,
Made
indeed.
a legendary presence, the city of Erie and other cities as well. Um, hey, you're part of that legacy, and you're continuing. And we just talked about some OGs that was throwing respect our way from coming from such a fine tree.
Yes, indeed. Absolutely. You talking about my main man, Willie C.
Willie C, shout out. He
Shout out Willie C.
Yeah,
McIndory.
triple. And I don't use the word triple OG a lot. Triple
Yes.
OG,
For
but
us, it is triple for sure.
triple OG. So I want to also, hey, there's good brother in the building.
Yo, how we feeling, fellas?
What's going on, Ed?
Wonderful.
What's happening, bro?
Not
And
too much, baby. Not too much. How we what's shaking?
Oh man,
man,
we here.
yeah, we was just talking about a little Black history. If you have anything about Black history before we get into health as wealth, you can spit your bars.
Oh, just uh Black history is every day. We are Black history. And happy Black History, happy Black Greatness Month to everybody.
Exactly. So, with that being said, we'll get right into health as wealth. Me and you, Antho, being traders, you know, we keep our eye on the stock market. So, with this being health as wealth, I'm glad you came in because I had a point that I wanted. Well, I have a question I want to ask you about Beyond Meats.
Mhm.
Have you partaken in any Beyond Meats? Do you eat Beyond Meats?
I have. I from I first tried it at Burger King. You know, Burger King had that Beyond Meat. That was the first time
Impossible.
I had the Impossible Whopper.
Impossible Whopper. Yeah.
Impossible.
So I was like, okay, you know what I'm saying. So but when I had it, I was like, okay, well, you know what I mean. This might be all right. This might be all right because you know, like we were actually speaking, trying to get more into meat alternatives and things like
Mm-hmm.
that I have been looking into. So when we seen that they had it, I tried it. It was like, okay, that's decent. So then I went and actually bought some, tried it. It was decent, you know. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I can't say I can't say if I'm for sure all the way positive that it's supremely healthy. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but I will say that everything that I've seen and everything that I hear, they do say even vegans will say that's like a cheat day almost for
Absolutely.
them.
Oh,
So
Yeah.
absolutely.
so
I
they'll be
was
like
about to
they'll
co-sign
enjoy
that
it
for
as
you.
well.
Yeah.
So
I was about to co-sign it because I've heard
yeah.
vegans and people
Yeah,
that
vegans and everybody. I had all of them, you know. So yeah, every now and then I'll cheat with the
a treat.
Impossible Waffle
Bless
or
up,
something.
Ross Misha. Blessed. My man
Yeah,
Blessed
Ross.
brother, welcome.
Yes, I invited him in
Okay.
to definitely be in the chat because
In the
Ross
building. Let's build it up.
no
yeah,
doubt.
Ross is one of the guys. Not only have I produced him for the last 20 years and we've been doing our own style of reggae, but I will say this as far as nutrition, as far as understanding nutrition, and as
Mm-hmm.
far as my guidance, one of my main guidances to learning how to eat better was definitely from Ross Misha, from Falmouth, Jamaica. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
definitely gave me some good blueprints over the years on how to eat more effectively and eat better. And so, big shout out to him because we all need a coach like my man Podgy is the coach.
For
You know,
sure. For sure. Put me in, coach.
yeah.
Hop on in there, Playboy.
Shout out boss man Gray Fox. We got some Pittsburgh people checking in.
Okay. It's up. But listen, Antho, the reason I mentioned the stock market and Beyond Meat, because I think Impossible and Beyond Meat is two different companies, if I'm correct. I believe it's Impossible Burgers and Beyond Meat. But Beyond Meat, the company,
Hmm.
uh, August 9th of 2022, uh, the shares were $37.05. That was 6 months ago. Today, as of 10:30 this morning, is 1606.
Mm.
So I did a little research and saw that the Beyond Meat burger is sort of falling off because it was thought to be the savior,
Right.
but devout vegans, like you said, they call it a cheat day. I did the vegan journey for a couple years, and it started out with I'm gonna say 20s. What year was the hurricane? Was that 2017?
We had one in 17.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Mhm.
Harvey. So the week that hurricane started, I started my vegan journey that same week. I mean,
Mm.
it's not a lot of things that you're gonna have during the hurricane, depending on where you at. I had water. I went on a water diet. I drank water for 7 days straight.
Mm.
So after that, for 3 weeks, I did water and salad. So within those 4 weeks, actually 5 weeks, I lost 25 pounds just shed. So if you thinking about losing weight,
Wow.
flush flush your system
Wow,
with
that's
some
deep.
alkaline
That's deep.
water. Yeah, flush your system with some
Hmm.
alkaline water. You don't have to do that extreme, 7 days. But, I just felt like, while I'm binge watching Game of Thrones, I sit here and drink water for 7 days. We could we
Had
could
it
go nowhere, huh, Anthony?
locked in,
Locked
locked
in
in
for
like
Yeah,
a
7 days.
cellmate.
Yeah.
I bet, man. Yeah, Ross Misha in the chat, he said Beyond has a stock as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
So, yeah.
I think both of those have been stock market plays that people have been big on. Um,
Mm-hmm.
recently, they actually, I think it was Beyond Meat. Yeah,
That's the stock that I quoted.
yeah.
That's
That
the
I'm
stock you
trying
quoted
to
right there. Exactly.
they it was Beyond Meat that had they got a contract. They signed contracts last year, big contracts
Mhm.
last year with some of these big mainstream fast food restaurants.
Right.
So
Mm.
you
Wow,
can,
that's interesting, man. That's
yeah.
interesting. See,
So
this is
from
the
a
reason
stock
why you
market
guys got to
perspective,
stay tapped in here is because these guys are bringing you knowledge that you may not have knew before. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And it would be beneficial to understand something about the stock market and how all of these things coincide and play a role in each other because it is part of the health industry. You
uh,
know, stocks are,
Indeed.
yeah,
with the whole vegan lane and the whole health conscious eating lane is becoming not only deservedly so, more focal point, but it's also almost trendy. You know what I mean? And when
Mhm.
it becomes both necessary and trendy, that's when, as a stock or as anything, that's when a wave really is something you can ride because you can you know back it with sound reasoning. Folks already kind of want to go out to eat, but I
yeah.
feel bad after I buy a couple of burgers or I buy a
Well,
couple of chicken.
you just did something last week. You said you had the Hello Fresh. I
Yeah.
wanted to ask you real quick, Aunt, how did that work out for you?
Well, baby, actually tonight will be our first Hello Fresh meal, right, love bug? First, so we'll try the first. I'll actually be able to tell you, but from what I see, I actually like the little layout. I like the little layout of everything they got. Is pretty dope. More, not even superbly like super healthy, but like good portions and
Yeah,
like still all around a good meal. You know what I mean?
and
So
you said something about intermittent fasting. To touch on that real quick.
um and intermediate fasting for me was crazy because it wasn't something that I actually got into like knowing that that's what it was. It was just like for me, my stomach would not settle food like the same food that I could eat like later in the day. If I
Yeah,
had it early in the morning, my stomach would like be messed up for hours. It'd just be like, bro, like, why did I always do this? So I just stopped eating between like late, so I don't feel groggy, and not too early, so my
right. So
stomach
you have
can.
a cutoff point on both.
Right. So when I found out that that's literally what they call intermediate fasting, like, oh yeah, you don't eat until after. I see, I don't eat before 12, like nothing, like. And then when I do, it's like a smoothie. Pajia vouch. I got Smoothie King, get all my money. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah. Well, you described that smoothie. Which one? Which one
that,
is your favorite?
my go to is that mango ginger, bro.
Yeah.
The mango ginger, bro, and I
What's the
add me an
benefit?
extra
What's the
portion
strong
of
benefit
ginger.
of that mango ginger? And a lot of people don't know about that ginger first and foremostly.
Yeah, that's why I always give an extra portion. Every time I get it, I give me an extra portion of ginger. It's actually just saved in my app. I just go to my recents, buy it, pull up a few minutes later, and drive through there. The youngsters all know me. They be like, "Oh, I got it." They just sit it out front in the little thing.
They know it's coming.
They already know I'll be there,
Oh yeah, you can't beat that.
and I just
Podge,
feel
what about
better.
you? Are you an intermittent faster or are you more
Oh
like a
yeah, without a doubt. I try not to eat anything after 8 o'clock, and it's really more than 12 hours because I too, choose not to eat, early in the morning. So I really end up not eating for like 14 hours. But what that does for your stomach, the lining of your stomach is elastic, number one. So the stretch that we do, like eating at midnight and eating at one, and especially when your metabolism slows down, so does the process of your food being broke down. So if you are eating between 10, 12, 2 in the morning, that food is sitting and giving your body a chance to have ailments come in. So clearing the system and allowing the 12 hours of intermittent fast, it gives the food time to go all the way through your body and it's ready for
Right.
that morning smoothie or morning alkaline water, whatever you put into it, and then follow it up with a nice salad for lunch.
yes, real quick. We have a comment once again from Ross Misha, who is
Okay.
definitely knowledgeable. He said the vegetable heme, HEEM, protein in both brands makes the burger have a red blood look. If
Mm-hmm.
you use, please use in moderation.
Okay. Appreciate you, brother.
For sure.
Very good.
And
And me myself, I am not an intermittent fast. Acknowledgingly an intermittent faster, but I definitely do have a cutoff point at the day when I do not indulge in food afterwards, and it's right around the same time Podgy does. You know,
Mhm.
like around 8 o'clock. I
Yep.
make sure that I get my last meal in and I don't tamper with food afterwards. I get up in the morning and I do have somewhat of a solid breakfast. You know what I
mm,
mean? And then certain parts of the day may transpire where I may even snack on something, something healthy, of course. You know what I mean? And
for
and it's
sure.
important to try to discipline your mind, which I can speak from experience. About 2016, I weighed 300 pounds, and if you look at me today, I'm not 300 pounds anymore. So
Glad to
make
hear it, brother.
oh,
Glad to
thank you
hear
very
it and
much.
see
Yeah, man.
it.
Yeah. I went gung ho like Podgy 1 month, and I burned up almost 30 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
And it really can happen, and a lot of people don't realize, that you can control things in your body by just adjusting to your diet. And it's not necessarily that you have to eat like a rabbit, and it's not necessarily that you got to eat like a lion, but you can definitely find a happy medium because everybody's DNA, everybody's body is made up differently. So, you find a system that works for you, and that's my philosophy. Find a system that works for you, because I'm not vegan, but I definitely support and believe in vegan approach to nutrition. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And certain things in my diet would be considered a vegan move, which probably all of us do. Like the smoothies and things of that nature, and trying things like that, and the Impossible Burger, and what have you. Um, but I do believe it's very important to be mindful. Be mindful, especially as you begin to age, because I just turned 50 last year. You know what I'm saying? And Podgy's in his 50s. And I know, Ant, are you in your 20s?
I just into my 30s. I'm 31.
Oh, kudos to you, my brother. You
That's
already know. And so, at any age and stage, it benefits you. It benefits you to kind of like seek and start exploring different options that you can adjust to your lifestyle. You know what I mean? But also, it's very important, and I agree with the guys that there is a cutoff point. You got to have it.
no doubt.
Right.
Discipline, man. Discipline and moderation.
Yes, indeed. Now, the next thing that we want to probably talk about and touch upon, and I'll pass it over to the coach. Fried food and table salt.
Mhm.
Fried food and table salt, man. Touch on it.
Yummy, yummy. God damn it.
Come
Yummy,
on,
yummy.
coach.
Um, Saturated fat in the oil, not good for the heart,
No,
not
At
good
all.
for
not
the
so
system.
much. Not so much.
Mm-mm.
And we won't deep dive and scare anybody, but this actual challenge is something that gives you an alternative, and it's an easy alternative. If you like fried fish, try red snapper, steamed, grilled. Keep the head on, keep the tail on, because it seals in the flavors. Some people like he's looking back at me, but you don't have to eat the head. When you steam it, that meat is gonna fall right off the bone. Put some rice and vegetables up under it, and we're gonna come back. I promise y'all, before this
Yes.
month is over, we're gonna go ahead and steam a red snapper on the LFX Media. Talk heavy, eat healthy, all of that, because we the content kings. I'm gonna keep saying that over and over.
Absolutely. Beep, 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 beep. Hey, yo, but no, real quick over to the chat. Shout out Black Seas, the infamous Black Seas. If you guys don't know him, he produced the track "I Do Anything." Yes, I do, for Jay-Z.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's dope.
Yeah, yes,
Okay.
indeed. Yes, yes.
Salute to you, homie.
Yes, Ross Meisha said yard man style.
And he said, yeah,
The snapper.
Jamaican style. In
Yes.
which, yeah, the first place that I came across some red snapper, I was at a Jamaican restaurant in Atlanta,
Mm.
and they steam it. They cover it up with foil, and it'll be rice underneath it and vegetables, and they steam it and bring it out to you, and it's looking at you. Yeah, I mean, but I promise you, it ain't going nowhere. But down the hatch.
Yes, indeed.
And I can
Rice and,
vouch that
rice
my
and
boy Podgy
peas.
is a devout, but my boy Podgy is a devout red snapper fan. He put me on
Yes.
the red snapper. I can
Oh,
vouch for that.
Oh,
he said,
rice
don't
and peas
forget the
and
peppers.
peppers.
He
Yes,
said,
and
Yeah,
don't
of
forget the
course, of
peppers.
yes,
course.
yes,
It's a must.
Ah,
yes. You see
It's
it.
a
yeah.
must.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Mhm.
sir.
Delicious, delicious. You're
Yes,
absolutely
sir.
right, Black Seas. Definitely. And so, we're on a campaign to get people to pay attention to some of these things, like Paji said, the saturation of the fat in certain things that we're cooking that are fried are definitely a no. I can't tell you the last time that I was in the kitchen and I made something fried. To be honest with you, and it's something that we have to really, really pay attention to, especially going down the road. You're never too old to understand this. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And it's never really, even if you start to have ailments, you can still find ways to reverse because the body is a natural healer. Yeah, look at that right there. Look at that picture, guys. And really,
Mm-hmm.
really take a sink in. Look at what's all on the picture there.
Mm-hmm.
These type of things right here are what we are encouraging people to add more into their diet because
Regularly.
regularly,
Regularly.
yes indeed,
Mm-hmm.
and believe it or not, a lot of people don't realize if you do have a plot of land, um yes, delicious, yes indeed, Black Seas. um uh Man, listen, I'm trying to tell you guys right now, this stuff can be grown if you have a plot of land, even a small plot of
Definitely
land,
love the green
or
onions.
even if you're into potting. You know what I'm saying? Like if you don't have the land and you have pots, you can grow these items as well.
Okay.
And all it takes is just a little bit of research and a little bit of discipline, and you will have these ingredients. And I think growing them actually connects you more to the food that you want to consume.
Without a doubt, bro.
Yes, indeed, because we grow tomatoes here. We don't
Mm-hmm.
have a plot of land. We live in an apartment complex, as you can see, but we have pots. And outside, Mom got started with it a few years ago. I jumped in and I started learning a thing or two about that and growing things organically from the ground. There is a tremendous benefit. Ross Meisha showed me too. He's grown things out of the ground. Gardens are where it's at. And I think that everybody should think of creating their own little garden. Maybe that's a challenge as well this month. See if you can start a garden of your own. See if you can start a garden of your own and give it a try. And I guarantee you, you'll want to consume what you've grown.
No
Yeah.
doubt about it. And it's gonna taste better. I don't know if you've
Tastes
ever had
delicious.
like freshly grown tomatoes versus store-bought tomatoes.
Ooh, I'm telling you, we have those tomatoes, man, and
Those are almost not the
some of
same.
them don't ripen up
Same
and
thing.
they stay green.
Right.
And
Mhm.
what we end up doing is we end up taking those and putting those into something, and we don't fry them.
Mm-hmm.
We don't fry them because everybody loves fried green tomatoes, but we actually find other clever ways to utilize those green tomatoes, and they are very delicious as well as the red.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we may be doing something with that a little bit more later too, because I actually have a commercial grow business, and that's something that I'm very big on. So I'll
Green
be touching
onions,
on that a
yes,
little bit on the pod as well. So that'll be
Mm-hmm.
coming too, man. Yeah, I'll be looking for that. I got a cannabis grow in Oklahoma, and I'm actually in the process of doing a microgreens business here in Houston. So uh,
very good, very good,
definitely
dope,
bringing that
dope,
in.
man.
no
Yeah,
doubt.
matter of fact, while we on the microgreens, can you elaborate and let them know what microgreens are and what's the process, real quick?
Baby kale, baby spinach, all of the ones that you see in the
Oh, real quick,
stores.
guys, real quick before you, my fault, and I didn't mean to
Oh,
cut
you
into
good,
you.
brother?
Let's look at the comment that Black Seas just said right there. That's very important, and I think that we should
Hmm.
share that. We have to learn our bodies. I've been living with lupus for
Mm,
34 years now.
mm,
34 years he's been living with lupus.
No
He said he's
doubt.
not the best eater, but I listen to my body and I try my best to do the right thing by it. And that's all we're asking. But
Salute.
proceed, Aunt. My fault.
No, salute. That's a good way to stop it. Salute to Black Seas for for giving us that right there, because that's really what it was about for me. Like I say, just got into it. Is uh Anytime you can get these vegetables and these greens in front of you, and you know where they came from, the soil's all organic, it's no pesticides used, you can vouch for that. It's just better for you as the consumer, and it's better for the earth as well, to not be putting these pesticides into the ground and killing
Absolutely,
off.
because they are in the ground. Whether people want to admit that or not, when you're buying it out of the store, there's a high probability that the
Yes,
things that
indeed.
you are consuming or buying to consume do have those pesticides. And Ross Meisha said, "True, my lord," and
No
that's
doubt.
definitely no question. So great point there, Ant.
No doubt. So I actually recently got my worm bin, so I can do my own composting, my own vermicomposting, so I can have good soil for my backyard grow.
Talk to
Because like
people
I
about
say,
composting, man, because I know a lot of people don't even know what. When you said compost, they're probably like, "What the heck is compost?"
mm,
well, vermicomposting is just kind of like worms are miracle little miracle creatures. They they break down and use the enzymes to break down organic matter and give you back organic matter that's like black gold. Honestly, it's like black gold, and
mhm,
over time you take that and you get your worm castings, and you good to go, man.
Oh,
It's some people plant directly into that type of uh median. They love worms. If you're in the actual grow field or in the farming industry at all, everybody loves worms, man. I went from being weirded out by them when I was young
mm,
to like now starting my company. Like I have a bin full of worms. Can't wait. I love to see them eat. If you've never seen it before, it's amazing to really watch how they break down. Like now we got some lettuce in there that's probably about to go bad. Not worried about it, because in the end, it's gonna go right into there. They gonna
mm.
love it. Got some
hey,
cardboard in the corner, thinking I was gonna throw it away. Nah, they love cardboard too. You can throw it right up in there. They break the cardboard down. They give you all your carbon and your nitrogen that you need for your soil to be
there it
where
is.
you
And Ross Meister
where
just
you
said
really
that
want it.
forms carbon in the soil.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No doubt about it. And like I say, just getting more into it. Like I say, once I became a grower myself and got the business going, everything from like I say, the greens to like I say, my cannabis grow in Oklahoma, um, and in the process now trying to figure out how to get me a hemp grow in Texas. Just
Nice.
everything grow related. Right now it's kind of like what I'm really on and what I'm really pushing. If I could grow, Paji tell you, if I could grow and trade all day, you
Yeah.
could miss me. I wouldn't go. No, I wouldn't go or do nothing else. So
Oh man, listen, I'm telling you, man, and Black Seas just said, "Wow, I never knew that." See, this is the reason why we are the content kings. Is because we're going to bring you some information that's powerful enough to where people can actually be educated no matter what age they are. No matter what age you are, you can learn something new and you can see how other people are cultivating
no doubt,
how the ground is actually still something good for us to use, and it's the ground. It's
no
all
doubt.
around us. If you want to find clever ways to utilize it, you can do such. You can do such, and it's not impossible. For people that think it's too impossible, it's not. It's not, guys. Oh, Podgy kicked out on us, but we'll
Okay,
continue on. We'll continue on. Like, real quick, some of the food that you think that other people may benefit from? What is kind of like, give me three foods that you think that people don't consume enough that they may want to start consuming in order to create some balance in their
I
system.
think the I think the trendy ones right now are actually really good. One second, bro.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna continue on here, and I'm gonna pick some foods out because I actually got some stuff here that I think that other people could benefit from and consume. Well, we'll ask Podgy real quick. Uh, Mello, uh, give me three foods. Give me three foods that you think that people don't consume enough that they could benefit from consuming down the road.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that because that's a great segue into what I was going to talk about anyway. It's called synergy, people. We're the content kings. We are the content kings.
There it
This
is.
this here is the list. This is the official list. Go through it, take a look at it. You see it's a lot of greenery in there. You can see
Absolutely.
you see our title is LFX Media Podcast. It's in green for a reason. Uh,
Yeah.
um,
Boy, look at
spinach.
some of those. Yeah, look at some of those great foods there.
Mm,
Talk
yeah.
about it. Talk about it. I'm listening.
Uh, we were just talking about Beyond Meat, right?
Yeah.
Um, chickpea. Chickpea is actually something that can be broke down, and if you ever eat um, a real burger that's made from actual plant-based products, most of them don't stay together, and that's what Beyond Meat, Impossible Meat, all of that, it gives you that burger taste, plus it
Yes.
sticks together. Now
Yes.
if you make a healthy burger, you crush up some chickpeas, you crush up some mushrooms, you crush up some onions, and you'll pack it. You can put like some spelt flour to hold it together, but you're not going to cook it long, of course. And please take this with you from this podcast. Do not overcook your vegetables.
Very good.
Do
Real
not
quick,
over.
Tina Goods, what's going on, Tina? Checking in. She's an amazing singer, brother. But yes,
Okay.
continue on because that's a very
Yeah.
vital thing.
So that part of it, I want.
Hey, Tina.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now here we are. You're back. Yes, sir. You're back.
Yo,
Everybody's back. Podgy, we lost your audio.
Okay. Can y'all hear
Oh, there
me?
you go. Yep, yep, we're
yeah, I
good
hear
now.
you now. P.
Okay, without a doubt. So we don't want to overcook our vegetables. We want to just throw a little heat on it to take off the stiffness. But definitely to make a solid burger, and I'm just saying solid as far as it's not going to be composed as a real burger would be, but it's going to be healthy for you, and it'll be that replacement for the burger that you'll be missing. So the main ingredient will be chickpea, and there's a lot of protein in mushrooms. You can actually get a portobello mushroom and cook it like a steak and eat that as a burger. But um, I'm gonna dig into a rabbit hole real quick. You guys with me?
No doubt.
Okay. So we're looking at this picture. We're looking at these foods that are good, and Pat mentioned earlier that they grow tomatoes. Tomatoes for me, I had to cut tomatoes out because it gives you inflammation in your joints. So I cut it out totally because I was already dealing with some joint issues. So there's a another list that Dr. CB has, and this is the rabbit hole we about to dig into. Um, there's three types of foods that we eat. The first type, I'll start with the best type. This is actually
Uh-oh.
Mm.
We lost the mellow man again.
I think my boy Signal don't want him to
Yeah,
get the message out, bro.
exactly.
can y'all hear me?
Now
Yeah,
there you
we
go.
need to now, bro.
Okay, it's three types of foods. I'll start with the best food for your body, which is natural foods. And we're gonna throw the spinach around forever because it's a great source of carbon, great source of protein. You want to keep bananas, and we talk about smoothies, and that's pretty much uh, fresh ginger, spinach, banana, and almond milk. That's a solid smoothie right there, to get you started for your day. But those are natural foods. Now, unnatural foods, here we go into the rabbit hole. Carrots, broccoli, corn. Corn, it goes in and comes out the same way. You never see corn totally chewed up because it's not made for
It
us to
doesn't,
really eat.
right?
It's not made for us to eat. Man came up with these combinations of let me put this together and make that together. And it's actually no protein value for carrots. It's no protein value for broccoli for real. And I still eat broccoli, but it's just like if you eat iceberg lettuce, it's only water, you know. The greener the vegetables that you eat, the better it is for you. So we talked about natural foods,
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
unnatural foods.
okay.
Y'all still with me?
We with you and then we not,
Slipping in
bro.
and out. Yeah. You slipping in and out of darkness, but yeah.
Black Seed say he right. That just happened to him. He thought something was wrong. Yeah. That's part of, learning your body, bro. Learning, listening to what it's telling you.
Yes, sir.
Bodies,
Absolutely.
everybody, body, they makeups is got sensitivities, and if you really look hard enough, we really got everything we need to heal and treat them ailments right here that you can grow naturally or that you
Mm,
can go find.
Now that's key information right there, brother.
The world is full of balance. You know what I mean? So for all the elements, they got naturally balancing things to kind of counteract them. But
Absolutely.
medicine is the hot ticket, so they'll never really practice healing. They practice medicine. You know what I mean? Treating it, not healing it.
For sure, for sure, for sure. And that's key. Ross Meisha just said corn from maize should be grounded into flour. Lots of hybrid foods. Yes. Another one that I want to touch on until Paji gets back, because we can't hear him right now. I see that he's there. We just can't hear him right
Yeah.
now. Another one that I realized recently was broccoli. Broccoli is another man
Hmm.
made, and a lot of people don't even know about broccoli being a man made food. It is
Definitely.
not an organic vegetable. For those who want to fact check that, you can Google it. But yeah, absolutely. It is not a man made food. Broccoli is not a man made food. As a matter of fact, I do not even see it on the list there. And so,
No, this is
and
not. It is man. You mean it is man made? Yeah, it's not an organic food.
it's not organic. Excuse me, I apologize.
Right.
Yeah, it's
Oh yeah,
not organic. You feel me?
yeah.
And so, make a long story short, this list right here, as it says at the top, alkaline foods are very important to consume because the alkaline in the food actually is the most beneficial thing for your body. You know what I mean? And it's something that we need to be aware of. We yes, yes indeed. Broccoli, Tina. It's not. It definitely is not. And so, by broccoli being one of the foods as well, and there's Podgy is back. I can tell he's back now. Can we hear you, Podge? Yes, we can.
Indeed, indeed.
No
Yes, we're
doubt.
back. Yeah, and we were just talking about broccoli being another food on top of the corn
Hmm.
that's man generated as well. And uh, oh, orange like this, Ross Meister just said, orange like this is man made in Holland from the uncle fruit, aka citron.
Mm.
See, now look at all
Okay.
this stuff that we're learning here today, y'all. It's really, really important that we keep these things in perspective. But alkaline itself, Podge, do us a favor and touch on alkaline, the word alkaline itself, and why is it important to have alkaline foods in the diet?
Well, alkaline acts as a stimuli, you know,
Yeah.
and the alkaline diet is actually what Dr. Sebi calls his diet. It's the alkaline diet. Now, our bodies are made of electricity, so we need electric foods to spark that electricity. So, alkaline base, we keep saying spinach. That's definitely, you can live a long time with some spinach and bananas. I promise you.
Man,
but
I'm trying to tell you. I
but
just had
yeah.
my fix of bananas today.
Hmm. Yeah, a lot of people don't know.
And spinach.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that it takes an electric burst of energy to actually keep the body going. So you need alkaline water, you need alkaline based fruits, vegetables, and that's definitely what keeps you popping. You know,
Man, that is something very critical, and definitely appreciate that. I'm like the Today Show over here, guys.
I
I got
see.
a couple of things. I got a couple of things in my little wheelhouse that people may not be aware of. The first thing I'm gonna pull up here is this, and I'm gonna show it up on the camera so you guys can see what this is.
Okay.
This is elderberry.
Yes.
Elderberry is something that we are missing in our system that can actually be beneficial. These are gummies. These are elderberry gummies. You can pick these up at Walmart. You can pretty much pick these up almost anywhere. And
Mhm.
I think it's really important for people to understand that the properties of elderberry will keep the colds, the flu, act as a probiotic. You know what I'm saying? Johnny Jury checking in. What's going on? Nice to meet you.
What's good, my G?
You already know. You already know. But yeah, elderberry, and this one right here has 100 milligrams of elderberry per serving. I take two of these Oh, Wellington, New Zealand is checking in.
Salute.
Salute. Yeah, see, the
Salute.
content kings have brought him in from
Yes,
overseas.
sir. Welcome to the Content Kings Talk Heavy Health
Mm.
is Wealth show.
Yes,
Appreciate
indeed.
having me, bro. Appreciate you
Once
being
again,
here.
though, these elderberry supplements that I take have 100 milligrams of elderberry per serving. It has vitamin C, vitamin D, and zinc in it, which is all very important vitamins. If you guys don't know much about it, look it up. You know what I'm saying? These are very healthy for you, and they keep your immune system in an optimal standpoint. What we're doing here, Johnny, is we're going over our theme, which is health is wealth, and we're trying to educate people on. And we do have a challenge. We have a challenge this month where we're doing no fried, no table salt for 28 days for the entire month of February. We're on this type of thing, and we appreciate you too for checking in over in New Zealand, Wellington checking in. You already know. And so, we're educating people on things that are alternatives that they can actually consume and should begin to consume if you want to live a healthier lifestyle, extend extend yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Some longevity and things of that nature. The next product that I have here, and I take it in capsule form, but you can take this in liquid form, is this right here,
Apple cider vinegar.
apple cider vinegar, which there are a plethora of, and this is one of nature's secrets actually. One of nature's secrets to healthy living is apple cider vinegar. This is something that you can take, and this will real quickly. What I'm going to do is I'm going to call up um, some of the health benefits of apple cider vinegar real quick, if you don't mind, bro. I
They're
remember,
vast, bro. You definitely go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah. I remember I got the motivation to be a stat boy today. You know what I mean? So I want to also, yeah.
Oh, I'm
I want,
always on board with the stats, baby.
yeah. Oh no, you got the stats down pat.
I
Okay.
love
I'm
it.
just gonna I'm just gonna I'm just gonna reel off some of the I just showed apple cider vinegar podge,
Hmm.
and and I'm gonna give real quickly some of the benefits of apple cider vinegar. What does it do to the body? Um, it improves digestion, number one, which is very, very important for us to be digesting food properly. You know what I mean? So it aids in that. It improves it. It helps with weight loss. It will lower your cholesterol. It'll improve your blood sugar and help with diabetes. It will improve, conditions like acne and other skin conditions. So it's good for your skin. Um, it will treat fungal infections. It will treat fungal infections, and it has certain properties for curing cancer. So, I take I take two of these. Take two and pass.
Take two and call me in the morning.
Take two and call me in the morning. You already know. So apple cider vinegar has those properties and has those benefits. Another
Hmm.
thing that I have too, and me and Paji are fans of this stuff, and I showed him this the other day. It says this right here.
That's some shrooms.
No, actually, this. Oh, Ed, I wouldn't even be able to talk clearly to y'all right about now if this was, you know. But for those, we don't judge. We don't judge, but we definitely want you guys to know that that's not shrooms. What this is right here is called trail mix. Now, this trail mix has a unique combination of
He
things
said
that are quite.
shrooms.
Yeah, he said shrooms, man. But no, no. This particular concoction of trail mix, depending on what kind you get, because some of them do contain salt, and we don't want salt. So this
Hmm.
one I found in the store actually has no salt in it whatsoever. But look at the ingredients that we have here. We have almonds, we have cranberries, dark chocolate, and it also has raisins, and it has walnuts in it, which are all very vital um, foods to consume. And look, and there's Podgy's concoction right there. And trail mix is something that if you feel like the thing is, well, I feel like I'll be hungry if I want to eat healthier, this is a great alternative right here. You know what I mean? Because this is something that you could just pull out your bag. If you're at the job and you really can't make a break for lunch, you go ahead and you consume trail mix with all these nutrients in it that are really essential. Especially for me, it was the selling point was the cranberry out of all of those. The natural cranberry is dried, but it actually has a lot of health benefits that come along with it. So trail mix is something that's a healthy alternative to snacking on Doritos. Trail
Mm.
mix is a healthy alternative to snacking on Lay's and Cheez-Its or whatever else that you guys would like to consume, even candy bars, because the dark chocolate itself, and that's something that a lot of people don't realize how healthy dark chocolate and organic dark chocolate actually is. It may not be the sweetest chocolate that you taste, but nonetheless, it's quite organic and quite authentic, and it is very healthy for you to consume. The next thing I have here is the other thing that we just touched upon, a banana. Bananas contain potassium, which is very important for us when we deplete potassium. And if anybody wants to chime in on how healthy bananas are, feel free to do so.
I know that they provide potassium and they provide exactly what I need in all my smoothies. I gotta have it.
No smoothie without the banana. That's just
Gotta
true
have it, brother.
Ross Meisha said, "Bet you can't eat just one."
Oh man, no, brother, it ain't gonna work. I gotta
No,
have
no,
it.
no, no.
I
I had
gotta
one of
have
those this morning already. My next fruit that I got sitting here is the good old traditional apple.
my personal favorite fruit.
Yes, indeed. Look, the granny apple. Now, see, even Podgy got this one is considered what you would consider this one, Podgy. This is like
Washington.
a Washington apple. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I didn't want to say it incorrectly, but this is
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? Oh, look at that statistic. Ross Meisha
That's a
just said,
that's a
ba-
fact right there
yeah,
that I didn't know.
bananas and humans have the same number of chromosomes.
Balance.
Boom.
That's wild.
you know boom, that's where
That's
we're at
that's
with it. So you
that's
guys got
major.
to understand that these foods that grow out of the ground actually are meant for us to consume. These are meant for us to consume, and we should find enjoyment and find your mind, because this is also a mind conditioning thing, because sometimes you have to reverse what you've learned in order to eat better. So this is something that I've learned, and this is something that I continue to refine in my diet, and I hope that it works for you guys as well. I got one more thing here that I brought along with me, and this is something that actually is beneficial as well, because these are very, very, very healthy for you, and they're low in calories. But these right here, these are original organic protein wraps. These are
Right.
tortilla wraps. I said tortilla. I'm sorry, all my people of that nature of that background. I didn't mean to say that wrong. Tortilla wraps. This has 12 grams of protein per serving and
Yeah.
7 grams of net carbs, and it's high in fiber. Fiber is another thing that we need to have in our diet as well. You know what I mean? And having a balance of fiber in your diet is very, very important, as well as protein. And you would be surprised at what you can get protein from. And so that's the reason why I showed those wraps, because instead of having, like white sandwich bread, what I'll end up doing is taking like turkey, or I'll take, chicken that's grilled, and I will cut it up, and then I'll make a wrap out
Yeah.
of that particular thing, and then I know it's good for me when I'm consuming it, and it doesn't taste bad. It actually has a pleasant taste, and you'd be surprised at some of the healthy foods that they have out there. Like there's places that you can go, like Aldi's, or
Oh
go
yeah.
to one of these
Oh
other
yeah.
places and find a lot of healthy organic alternatives. Which I actually found the trail mix, and I
Mm-hmm.
found the protein wraps at Aldi's. And
Mm-hmm.
believe it or not, that's one of the places you can go, because normally it's a little bit more expensive to eat healthier, right? But
Right.
but in this instance, it actually saved me some money
Do
going
y'all
that way.
have a Whole Foods up top, bro?
Yes, we do. We have Whole Foods. Yes, indeed. That's another place you can go. You know what I'm saying? What are some of the other places that you can go? Like Whole Foods. Look at that. Yeah. What do we
Speaking
have
of
here,
whole
Podge?
Speaking of Whole Foods, this is actually what me and you were talking about earlier, talking about spelt flour.
Yes.
This is
Yes,
what
indeed.
spelt flour comes from. Now, spelt flour, it
Always doing my boy in, ain't it?
Man, I'm talking about they got him on the chopping block in here, man. What's going
spelt
on?
flour uh, meals. but it actually has it's high in fiber, high in protein, high in vitamins and minerals, and the fact that it is both easy to digest and low in gluten. Major bars, low in gluten.
Gluten. Yeah, what is gluten?
It's
Well, I'm Stat Boy, so I'm gonna,
okay. Go ahead, Stat Boy.
yeah, I'm gonna tell people what gluten actually is.
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, it's an insoluble protein, which are called prolamines,
Mm-hmm.
constituent of wheat and other grains, a
Right.
mixture of gliadin, glutenin, and other proteins, believed to be an agent in celiac disease. Hmm.
Mhm. Now,
Interesting.
wheat is not on the Dr. CB diet. Wheat is
Exactly.
not on there. Just to let you guys know, if you were paying attention to what we threw up here, there's no wheat on there at
No
all.
wheat,
No,
no broccoli, no corn.
But the spelt flour, actually, you can get it from Whole Foods in a few different brands, and you get the spelt flour, put it in a bowl, just like you making pancake mix. To add
Frozen.
get my
I-
boy a wireless
yeah,
router.
not the other route, but there he is.
simply add water, mix it up, and you can.
Ross Meiser just said, okay, Ross Meiser just said amaranth flour from Callaloo. Amaranth flour from Callaloo.
Okay.
But continue on, Podgy, before they before they try to chop you again.
I think there's some NFL fans that just don't like that the Eagles headed to the Super Bowl. That's
Eagles fly.
the last time I blamed Joe Buttons. This
Oh,
time, it's specific fans that just happen to not make it, not even to the playoffs.
oh wow, yeah, the ones that sitting on the couch immediately.
Salute to the Miko Ryans, man, for the turnaround things in the eights, man.
That was a Black History fact that I wanted to throw out there when we got started. Uh, Definitely give that man a chance, and if you
Oh man.
See, that's dirty.
Give that man a chance too, y'all. Give my
Give that
man
man
a
a
chance
chance. I
too.
was about to say we give this man a chance.
Give my man a chance too,
Yeah,
man.
because they keep give you a chance. How about that?
you see how they do me, you see how they
Man,
do me,
Yeah,
it's a
they is
grimy
doing
game, bro.
the brother
Mr.
quite
Ryan.
dirty.
If you can hear me out there, give JJ Watts a call. Give him a call, and we gonna start this thing off right next
All the
season.
way right.
JJ done, man.
He can still help. He
He can't.
knows defense. If
Oh,
he
for
want,
sure.
put him on the sideline with you, bro.
Or something, huh? Give him a job.
Yeah, give him a
JJ,
job.
JJ a daddy now, man. He happy.
Yeah, he opened some Whataburgers over there in
And
Arizona.
you know they
The
finna
best
eat.
version of all of us this time.
Yeah,
Man, you that them probably the
Oh, they
only
got
ones
all
out
of
there.
us on that one. They literally chopped all of us down on that one. They said, hey, wait a minute.
wow.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not one,
some
it's all three of y'all.
Right. We talk so heavy on our sports podcast. I came out with a 5-1 record, so
It's
we
like,
got.
no, don't give them the information. Don't make them healthy. No.
Eh.
And no.
But yeah, listen, that spelt flour, you can form it like some Play-Doh, roll it out. Do you got some of those bread rounds around, bro?
Oh, the skinnies.
Yeah, you got some of them
So I
around?
do not have it here with me. No, no, no. I
Okay.
forgot to grab that. It's in within reach. It's just not within reach.
Okay. All right. Stay in your Today Show corner,
Yes,
but
indeed.
I'll explain what happens with the spelt flour. Just water and that flour. You can make little rounds. You can fry them. Uh, you can bake them, and then those are your sandwiches instead of bread. And it dissolves, of course. Biodegradable, right? Shoot goes right through you and gives you the protein, minerals, vitamins, everything that you need. And I believe we're gonna put together a spelt flour pizza before the month
Oh
is
yeah,
over.
the pizza.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna put a spelt flour pizza together,
Nice, nice, nice.
and they have vegan cheese. But here's what I feel about textures. The texture of the vegan cheese seems to be the same texture as regular cheese. So as it goes into the body, I feel like it's going to be kind of stuck, just like regular
Mm,
cheese is.
mm.
So the replacement for vegans for cheese, you take some nuts, you take some almonds, and you soak them overnight. Just soak them in some water, soften them up, put them in the blender with some almond milk, and squeeze in some lime. Mix it up, and it'll be like a sort of pasty type topping that you could put on top of your stuffed peppers. That's another meal that we're gonna cook. Put it on
Mm.
top of your stuffed peppers. Put it on top of your pizza,
There was one
and
other thing that you mentioned too that I'm going to bring up.
mhm.
You can also alternate with avocado.
Yes. Avocado, mushrooms, peppers, onions. There you have it. There's your pizza.
There's your pizza,
No
and it's
sauce,
tasty and
no
it's
red.
flavorful.
Yeah. So,
Tasty and flavorful. Just because I think that's where we get misconstrued that some of these things just don't hit our taste palette right. But that's just because of the habit.
hmm
I had the same habit. Everybody's had the same habit. Most African Americans, in particular, not saying everybody doesn't. I'm just saying, in particular, African Americans, we definitely have one of the poorest diets.
hmm
You know, we have one of the poorest diets, and it's based off of taste.
hmm
And it's like everything is salt driven, sugar driven. And there's things that we can have that taste good that
hmm
actually replace those things and actually make you healthier at the same time.
And
So,
we have to be taught that too, right? And I think that's kind of what I always have a gripe about is that, like, recently, like I said, I've gotten into growing and getting into organic growing and things, opening my own business and all of those things, and realized I had never seen anything grow from seed in the ground to full maturity until I was an adult.
mm,
Never once as a kid, when I was at school, did they say, "Hey, y'all, we're gonna go outside. We're gonna plant seeds at the beginning, and we're gonna watch them progress over time." It was
exactly.
never happened. You know,
Definitely true.
kids
Definitely
today only know about apple trees from pictures. Never seen one. Only
hmm
know about
true.
certain fruit trees. Some don't even know certain fruits grow on trees. You'll find kids that don't know that quite yet if they haven't talked about it in school or something of that nature. They don't know,
We need
and
to make a
and
push in
that's
schools for field trips like that.
but that's kind of what I did. I was actually working with a leader of a Muslim brother out here. I got in contact with somebody, connected me with, and we were working with trying to do something for some kids, where they can get after school program, or I could put something together where they could have like their own community garden, like where they can come and check it out, work the garden themselves when they get off school, and kind of really start showing us what we learn later now. But it's because that's not what was emphasized, especially with our people, right?
Right.
You go back, it's really deeper if you really want to go back into that rabbit hole of just how deep that is. A lot of the eating habits are because we were eating what we had, what we were given,
What
and
we were given.
we took dirt and turned it into diamonds, and those diamonds eventually show the dirt flakes. Like you know what I mean. Like oh, we need to clean these diamonds up a little bit, polish it up. We still gonna make it taste good. Uh we still gonna make sure we doing making it taste like we like our food to taste, but it's a way to do it. And
Right.
life, man, and
Mhm.
and you just like I say, it's just not emphasized enough till you old almost. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I would have
Mhm.
loved to know this earlier. Like now I'm dealing with ailments. Now I'm got
Right.
these problems, and I know for me, I don't
Exactly.
know if I ever shared with you. I know Paji knows one of my turning points was when my son was diagnosed as type 1 diabetic. And I
Okay.
had no knowledge of like diabetic. I don't really drink sodas or nothing like that. I like a occasional
Right.
Sprite, and as far as candies, I get me some chocolate every now and then. I like a Reese's cup every blue moon, but I'm not no big candy eater. I'm not no big sugary, I don't really do a lot of that. So
Right.
when it was like that, I'm like, no, I'm thinking it was COVID. I went in there thinking one way and got up in there. They got to hitting me with, hey, oh yeah, his sugar was high. I was like, okay, it still wasn't registering. So I'm
Hmm.
like, and come to find out, I wasn't actually alone, and I'm still not, because type 1 diabetic cases have jumped since COVID. Uh, and with it
Yes.
being an autoimmune, it only makes sense that COVID would spike autoimmunes as drastic as that phase was. Uh, it only made sense. So
Mhm.
that opened my eyes. Going through that opened my eyes. Like, I'm in the hospital. You see your son. My baby was like 3 years old, bro. My little boy was like 3 years old, going
Mm.
through it. So, for like, I went in there thinking it was gonna be in and out, you know, but you get in there and 50 hours later, you know what I mean? That's when you walk out of there. I remember to the T,
Yeah.
exactly 50 hours uh, up in that hospital for two. So
Well,
basically 2 days, all I did was cry and look at my son, try
mhm.
to, try to figure out what exactly is it. And then just kind of, once you get through this, the fear factor of the elements and you start talking to people, I feel very fortunate and blessed to have like my best friend. Her mom is a type 1 diabetic, and she's a diabetic educator who works for the company that provides the sensor that my son wears. So it was like
Nice. Nice.
it was like you know all of that thing lining up. It made it a lot easier transition than it would have probably been. But
Right.
all of
Right.
that definitely opened my eyes to a whole new world, a whole
Oh yeah, I can relate, man. I can relate. My son was at the age of 7 months old. He was diagnosed with a rare form of eye cancer.
mm,
And the odd thing about that was, well, the end result is they had to remove his eye in order to save his life.
mm,
So my son only has one eye, but
yeah.
the procedure saved his life. But here's the irony of that. He ended up developing a cancer in his eye, but when they checked me for the gene and they checked the mother for the gene, neither one of us had it. These are things that can happen, and it does in enhance your awareness to these certain diseases and things of that nature that can afflict all of us. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? And it does make you want to think of things more consciously, as well as what we're putting in ourselves.
Right, right.
You know what I mean? So that's why we're bringing this type of stuff to everybody. And I see that people are receiving a benefit from it, just from us, you know, bringing the subject to the light, because this is something that our community does not, we don't have this discussion nearly enough.
No, man, and that was my biggest issue. That was my biggest. Like I say, it started off as like I say when I came up. My first business was the Oklahoma cannabis grow, but
Hmm.
then after that, it just opened my eyes to a whole nother element of like what was going on with it. And then when I had already started transitioning my focus of eating with my son being diagnosed, it just made it easy. Like it just makes sense to go ahead and keep diving into that rabbit hole, as we always speak of,
The
Mhm.
uh,
rabbit hole, man.
and just kind of submerge yourself in healthier habits.
Speaking of healthier habits, in my personal custom Beat King water bottle here, it
Mhm.
says be the best version of you. And of course, on the other side, it gives me my times and it tells me when to refill.
No
But
doubt.
what's inside of here is a concoction that I made myself that actually is antioxidant infused, and it was done by me. I just threw blueberries and I threw strawberries in some
Mm,
water.
mm,
As a matter of fact, I can feel it in the bottom there. There's still some strawberries down there. So, this is something else that you can do as well as an alternative to having, extra sugary stuff,
Mhm.
things of that nature. Just wanted to throw that out there, and it does make water taste very good. Very
No
good. And then
doubt.
you get a surprise at the bottom of the cup.
mm,
Because then there's fruit down there that's actually good for you and it tastes good and it feels and it makes you feel good that you're actually consuming it. So, these are all things that we're bringing to you guys. And I'm very very happy that we actually thought of this because
mhm,
now I see that there's a lot of people that weren't aware of certain things like broccoli not being, an organic food, corn not
mm,
being an organic food.
mhm,
What I mean, there's different ways that you can utilize these things, but just know that, based off the chart that Podgy just showed you guys, you may want to, as a matter of fact, Podge, if you could share that picture in the comments,
oh,
later after we get off the broadcast, so that way people
mhm,
can take a look at it for themselves and
mhm,
they can, because I see a lot of great stuff on there,
mhm.
and you can be selective, you can pick and choose things to
Fact.
assemble your own little list of things to get at the store the next time you go. But the
Mhm,
challenge starts today, just so you guys know. And we're the main ones sticking with it. We're the ones that orchestrated it. And so we're going to be the ones kind of like encouraging you guys to follow along with us and just try to stick to this challenge the best that you possibly can. Even if you decrease your salt intake by 50%, that's better than the 100% of salt that you were getting prior to this month. And this is a step in the right direction going towards, being a healthier individual, because, your family depends on you, you depend on you. And so, we want people to live a healthier lifestyle. And I think that that's really important. You know what I mean? And I just appreciate everybody following along because it was an idea in my head, and pitched it to Podgy, and I knew Podgy was already on the regiment. So
mhm.
I'm actually trying to play catch up to the coach. I can't.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm behind. I'm behind, and I'm playing catch. I'm playing catch up to the coach. So
yeah. This is nothing different than any conversation me and Anthony have every single day.
No doubt.
Nothing different. We
Just,
just we just
just said it
spreading
was
it.
time to record
Mhm.
it.
Yeah.
QS checking in. Okay, Chris Givner checking in. What's going
Hmm.
on? I'm in here, guys. Been listening. Good, good,
Yeah.
good.
So
Glad that
so.
you're getting this information in.
I appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you, Chris.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that's Crystal. That's
Appreciate you, mama.
Crystal. Okay.
yes,
I want to piggyback off of what Anthony was talking about COVID.
Mm,
I actually during the pandemic came down with COVID twice during the pandemic,
mhm.
and what he was speaking on, what they call it is if you have a compromised system, then you're one of the first people that are going to catch COVID.
experience it. Yeah.
Yep. So people of elderly people, and they weren't sure about kids, but they knew elderly people and people who have had any type of uh, wearing down of your immune system or your body. I myself caught COVID twice, and my system has been compromised because I've gone through chemo 3 times from
Mm,
from 2004 to just recently, at the beginning of last year or the beginning of
Yep.
last year, because this is, you know,
Yeah.
2023.
so the beginning of 2022.
Yeah.
Yes, beginning of 2022. I was actually in the hospital for 60 days during 2022. But that didn't hold me back. I
No,
was
sir.
able to get my LLC in 2022, able to have You know, the ground level of LFX Media Live. We have our own TV channel and streaming platform. And definitely we selling these books. We're selling these books. They out here. The RicoVerdict.com.co. So let this be inspiration to you if you're going through any type of trauma, you're going through any type of depression, if you're going through anything. Health is wealth.
Very
So
important.
your mind is clouded when you eat the wrong foods. And I think that's what's wrong with a lot of this generation. They want something quick that they can eat. Hot Cheetos, flaming hot Cheetos. One of the supernatural foods, which is ramen noodles. No type of protein. What is
Oh,
this?
nutritional value, bro.
It's actually
Supernatural, and understand what he means by that. You know what I mean? Like, it's very important. But we have a question in the chat from
okay.
Crystal. She said, I heard spinach loses its value when it's cooked. And of course, I'm stat man today, so I have
Go
an answer.
go stat man, get them.
Is cooked spinach as healthy as raw? The leafy green is packed with nutrients, but you'll absorb more calcium and iron if you eat it cooked. The reason: spinach is loaded with oxalic acid, which blocks the absorption of iron and calcium, but breaks down under high temperatures.
Mm,
So, to answer your question, it does lose value, or it actually increases um, in higher contents values that you don't need an excessive amount of.
Right.
So,
mhm.
yeah, you want to kind of like make sure that all of your greens stay live as possible, meaning that they should still have a little bit of as my man, the coach Mellow Man says, a crunch to them. You know, that's how you know that your greens are still living, and they still contain the most nutrients, if you
Mhm.
will. So there's your answer to that question right there, Crystal. So I hope that answers your question. If you guys have any other questions in the chat while we're still on, I'll try to stat fact check and get you
Okay.
some good answers.
If I made you some money this year, drop yes in the chat. Who who line is that, Antho? Who, who,
The
who-
master investor himself, man.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's the guy you just showed me the other day, right?
the
Salute to the
master
master
investor.
investor, man. He out here in the city too. We got to link
He's
up.
out in the city. That's right. He's
We
there in
got
the
to link
city.
with the master investor, man.
H Town.
If I made some money this year, drop it in the chat.
Yes, rock
Yes.
it.
And he
Hey,
his
salute.
study of the stock market is
Investor.
scary. It's
Him.
scary how much he knows about the stock market.
I love
Very,
it.
Scary.
but is proof of one thing that it can in certain aspects, and I think it's important for our community once again to have a general, at least, understanding of
Hmm.
the stock market and
Hmm.
Again,
how
fields
important.
that we weren't exposed to. Fields
Oh yeah.
that we are just now starting to kind of break the ice and get our people into. That's why I said earlier, if I could grow and trade all day, like
Mhm.
Quadri will tell you, bro, I wouldn't leave the house if I could just grow
Coming soon.
and trade.
Coming
With me,
soon.
man, like keep folks
Absolutely.
living and make more money. The work money we gotta make, what I'm
Hmm.
saying, just to be good, making money in the markets, man.
And it's nothing brand new just because you guys see cryptocurrency and all that other stuff. Now, maybe that's a new form of it, but
Hmm.
stock trading has been going on since we,
You
for
really
quite.
could take it even back further than that, bro. If you want to be all the way like to the bare roots of it, trading all the way goes back to like I'll
Oh,
give
yeah.
you 3 sheep for 2 goats. Well, your goats aren't worth 3 sheep today no more. Now it's only worth this amount, and that's literally the element of trading. It really is just all about if you really go to the bare bones of it. And once you
Hmm.
kind of
Knowledge
really
is
see it for what it
power.
is, once you really see it for what it is, you can even understand it more because it's not as it doesn't seem as complex. Oh, oh, they say the market is up X amount of points or down. Ooh, whoop. What does that really say? And
Oh,
then you kind of get through all of the legal jargon. I mean,
yeah.
that you gotta understand the technique, the verbiage. You can see it for its bare
We
roots of what it
we have,
is.
we have another question, and I know you can definitely answer this one.
What up?
It's Gail says, I was always told the stock market is like the casino, a big risk. How true is that?
It's true if you choose to play it like that. Um,
It
man,
it has the same energy. The flow. Me and Ant been up 12, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning trading, knowing the volatility.
is
The
at its peak.
volatility meaning the speed that these things are moving so fast. Uh, we we
We trying
got
to get it in,
yeah, we
and
got
that's giving you
workshops. We got workshops coming up for y'all to give you the
right.
definitions of. Let me give
And to,
you.
and to and to answer your question in particular, though, love, is it if it's like the casino, a big risk is if you take a big risk. For instance, I've turned $50 accounts, and Podgy can vouch. I've turned $50 accounts into over $1,100 accounts, $1,200 accounts. I've taken $600, turned it into over 12,000 dollars in 5 months, over a 5 week span. You
Oh, a
know,
5 week span.
yes, took about what was it? Probably
Wow.
just about 500, $600, took it to about 1,100, 12,000,
And
about
it's all and
11,000,
it's all based off of
12,000.
right. Right, right,
Yeah,
right. It's based
within
off of
5 weeks.
really understanding the X's and the O's
Exactly. It's not
of
really
this
a big
scam.
risk. You can just come straight because in the end you didn't need 11,000 or 12,000 because you only put in a couple hundred. So and in really certain elements you go and look at track record once you start learning like okay, learning how to analyze a company and see if it's worth investing in. It's not you don't really have to risk it all. You know what I mean? It's not a big
Right.
risk if you
So
unless
she
you make
said
it a big
she
risk.
said in response to what you just said, so it's really just watching where you put your cash.
Watching where you put it, watching how much you put, you know what I mean? And also understanding that the market has to work itself out. Don't get into it believing that if it drops today that you've already lost your money
Mm-mm.
because you could come in and try to retreat when it drops and then if the market analysis was sound from jump, you'll miss your big win when it goes where it was projected to go all because you got emotional. That's the number one
That's
thing.
called
Number
jumping out
one
too fast, right?
Exactly. It's just called emotional trading, which is something you're never supposed to do. And to really knock out the whole risk thing, one of the biggest though. So is it really just you watching where you yeah, so that's yeah, that's that question. So yeah, what you really run into with the trading, the number one issue you find with traders that like get into it and then like get out because it doesn't work is they get emotionally involved with the trades.
Mm.
You can never put emotion into your money because you're gonna react uber emotional.
Right. You're gonna overreact, in other words.
Exactly. So that's why when you say big risk, never should it be a big risk because you should never risk more than you're willing to lose at any one time.
Exactly. That's
Period.
common sense. Even though that's commonsensical, a lot of people tend to look. And then
Because the potential of
she
what
just
you could
said,
win. So yeah,
okay,
it's common sense once you're looking at it from a sound perspective, a sound mind. But when
exactly.
you're a gambler,
She
mhm,
just said so don't just stop because it drops. Ride it out a bit. Exactly.
know where you're going. That's really what you want to do. Know where you're expecting it to go so that where it is now doesn't affect you as much. Because if
Right.
you don't really know and you're guessing, like, hey, I'm just in this trade because I'm hoping it's going to take off and make me a quick 2-3 thousand, and it doesn't do that, then now you're just emotionally on a Ferris wheel. You know what I mean? Like
Exactly.
you
Overreacting, as we just said.
exactly, because you were never really sure about what you were doing. Just kind of educate yourself on what it is you're looking for first, get a sound plan in place, know where you want it to go, and just ride it out until it
As
gets
the mellow man said, we're going to be bringing you guys
there.
some key information so you guys can have a better general understanding of what stocks are all about and trading is all about. So
No
I'll be
doubt.
tuning in for that episode. She said, "Thank you for that info." Absolutely, no problem. That's what
No
we are
problem.
here for.
Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for
Yes, indeed.
listening. That's what I want. I want everybody to know that.
Exactly. Exactly, exactly. And you know what I'm saying? And yeah, so this is even part of health is wealth is too. You know what I mean? Because uh-oh. Uh-oh. The mellow man is still lurking around, even though
Mhm.
he's not
Always
speaking.
working.
Always
When
Yeah,
he's
working.
not seen.
just digging, you know what I mean? Just to piggyback off of how long that the markets have been around. Look at this picture. There were closer pictures that show you the businesses, but this is showing you the area of Black Wall Street in 1921. So if
Mm,
you know anything about music and
mm-hmm.
the Gap Band from Tulsa, Oklahoma, is named after this actual area, and the
And the
G,
gap, I would imagine, is that body of water in the rear there.
the Gap.
I'm guesstimating. I'm
Oh,
guessing.
oh no, the Gap actually represents the streets of Black Wall Street, the
Mm,
center Black Wall Street. The actual the G in Gap stands for Greenwood. So
mm.
Greenwood is the basic like uh, main street in any city. You know, it was
That'd be like Broadway in New York.
exactly in any city where you're at,
Or the
and
main drag, yeah, yeah, which normally would be like a state street or a main street or yeah, yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
So we had black banks, we had black movie theaters, we had black everything that you could imagine in one city that we're trying to recreate, but the actual way it was destroyed, it was over something that was actually just a rumor,
Hmm.
and to
Gil asked, "Is this book on Kindle?"
It was an excuse to do what they wanted to do.
it was, and you see how
Yeah,
wide that area is.
all right. Like,
This
yeah,
the,
they yeah. Yeah.
there was a massacre in
Thank
order
you.
to end Black Wall Street. And this is one of the only times in the history of America that bombs were dropped from above head onto a city.
Wow.
In within their own country.
Gail
Yes.
asked, "Is this book on Kindle?" And Ross Misha quoted that body of water behind as Lake Yeola.
Okay.
Yes, I want to say that exactly what that is. I want to say that's exactly what that is.
That's
Mm.
where Tony Yayo was from.
Lake Yeola, he was born off
Yayola.
the shores of Lake Yeola,
Fresh off the shores.
fresh off
Yes.
the shores.
They first crib to the north of the lake is
To the north.
Yayo used to hold it down out there on Black Wall
yeah, on the other side of the lake, not where all the other people. We're the north side of the lake.
Oh man,
God
that's
damn.
hilarious.
But definitely, we want to. I try to every podcast. I try to introduce a book or a piece of knowledge that you didn't know. So
Mm,
hang in with us because again, we are the content kings.
absolutely. DJ Rob just checked in. Shout out
Oh,
DJ Rob. Congratulations on your wedding and all that. And
Salute.
he said, "Thanks, LFX Media." He said, "Great way to start my day with all
yeah.
of this valuable information." And Ross Misha chimed in and said, "Bombs also dropped, which people don't know, on because there was other Wall Streets that people don't know about, but
Mm-hmm.
bombs also dropped on Philly and the Move people,
Yes, Operation Move.
Operation Move."
hmm And
Hmm.
and
Please look this stuff
Hoarding
up too,
people.
guys. Look it
Trying to
up.
hoard us.
yep, and really, just to tie in
Hey,
with what's going on now, uh, we have situations that, for me, it's hard to talk about because we will never see no end to it, and it gives me anxiety just to watch. I can't
Mm.
watch these videos. You
Oh
know what I
yeah,
mean?
no
It's
yeah.
We
toxic, bro. It's toxic.
hmm
It's
Really,
very
like
taxing
it's
because
just
it's a repeated thing and it's over and over and over again, and it almost kind of like is a conditioner,
hmm
if you will. You know what I
It
mean?
is.
And we have to be able to decipher, and we need to weave through some of this stuff, guys. Like it's
Yeah.
really, really important. You know,
hmm
that's all I can really tell you. It's important to weave through and start to see past the surface of what you're actually looking at. When
right.
you're
hmm
looking at things, that's the surface. Just know that that's the surface. You have to be able to decipher and get through that and go under, like we talk rabbit hole. You've got
hmm
to start diving down in some rabbit holes and get under what you see from face value, because sometimes it shapes our mind with what we see, but we need to go dig deeper and go under there to things that sometimes are not as transparent. Okay.
Yes. Yes. We're in a rabbit hole right now. Black
Mhm.
history, y'all.
Oh,
One
there we go.
books that you want to hop into. This here is one of the last books that I read, and Asada Shakur is the godmother of Tupac.
Hmm.
She, whoo, go
Oh man.
get it on Audible. This
Oh
book
man.
is deep and listen. And she's a poet, and she's still alive,
Yes,
and
she is.
she's in Cuba still. Asada in, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, in exile. They put her in exile, if I'm not mistaken. Am I correct?
Well, no, not exile. They want her. They
Oh,
want her.
okay.
She ran from Cuba. There's $1 million on her head right now.
Oh, a bounty.
Bounty. They
Wow.
wanted her. They wanted her so bad. You guys remember, and it ties in with Tupac when I was reading it, because if you think about the outlaws, every outlaw was named after one of the enemies of America.
Mm,
Mussolini,
mm,
Gaddafi,
mm.
all enemies of America. And
Wow.
Castro, Fidel Castro,
hmm
is were over in Cuba. You
Yes,
know,
sir.
we had the Bay of Pigs. If anybody knows about John F. Kennedy and the history of the United States, y'all know about the Bay of Pigs?
Mm.
No.
Ah, we was rumbling with Cuba, and it didn't turn out so well.
It didn't turn out good. That's what I was about to say. I think I know at
Fidel's
least that
not
much.
to be messed with.
No.
We went
No.
and
But
fought on their land, didn't we?
it was in the Bay of Pigs, right in the
Yeah,
middle. You
yeah.
know,
Don't say
Cuba
that's
is
what.
not Cuba is our neighbor. You know what I mean? You could
Right.
almost swim over there. You know what I mean? So uh, they wanted Asada so bad that when the Pope went to visit Fidel Castro, the the head state trooper from New Jersey
Uh-oh. They did the
Yeah,
choppity chop.
you
But
already
I'm
knew if they was
but
cutting you off
but
before Pete, they was gonna cut you off.
Statman is here to give you guys an overview of the Bay of Pigs and why did it happen. The Bay of Pigs invasion in 1961 was a failed attack launched by the CIA during the Kennedy administration to push Cuban leader Fidel Castro from power. Since 1959, officials at the U.S. State Department and the CIA have attempted to remove Fidel Castro, and that was per November 9th of last year.
Mm-hmm.
No
Yeah,
doubt.
yeah.
Yeah, Pete, you know they was gonna cut you off once you started talking that FBI
Yeah,
shit,
you knew
bro.
they was going to do it.
I
Woo!
don't know why
Take
you even playing with them folks like that, bro. You know them folks ain't finna play with you, bro. They gonna cut that off.
And here's
uh
another interesting statistic, Podge.
uh-huh.
It says when studying reconnaissance photographs, CIA analysts had failed, and I will say this again, had failed to spot coral reefs in the shallow waters of the Bay of Pigs that impeded the progress of the landing craft and disabled a pair of boats. In addition, one of the red signal lights carried by a frogman accidentally flickered offshore.
Whoa, we fell into a
Had to
rabbit
go back
hole
to
for
my
real.
original
It's the
statement.
rabbit
We
hole.
fell
Yeah,
into a rabbit hole. Oh my God, I'm kind of nervous now.
Uh-oh.
that was my
Uh-oh. Did I
initial
say too
statement.
much?
Really,
Stat man is
you
We
don't
fell
want to go
into a
fighting in
real rabbit
nobody else's
hole.
Stat
backyard,
man's about
man.
to be banned.
You do not go
Oh
fighting in
no.
nobody else's backyard. Oh yeah, our ships didn't see the coral reef. They knew you wasn't gonna see it. Pull up then.
Mm,
You know how it is. Or you want to fight? Pull up. Yeah, pull up. You know you got two homies on the corner that's gonna
that's
tell
what I
you
should say. Guantanamo area.
when that car
Mm,
hit the corner. You're not gonna get over here.
yeah, Guantanamo area. Mm.
Didn't spot the reef. Them, I
That's
bet
what
they knew about it.
yeah, the analysts have failed. So if these are
Mhm.
the analysts, hmm.
They knew that. They knew that. You don't think they knew that? I guarantee you they
Mm,
knew. Man, them bullets finna try to come hit us from the reef side, bro. They go,
Mhm.
that boy finna try to come get us on the.
absolutely.
They knew that.
So the explanation from what I'm reading, and don't ban me, y'all.
Oh no. Come with it. Come
uh,
with it. We ain't never scared.
Okay, never scared.
Never scared.
Explanation. Why was the Bay of Pigs embarrassment for the United States? Explanation. Bad planning, limited
There
resources,
it is.
and an alert and resourceful enemy doomed the invasion. Again, bad planning, limited resources, and an alert and resourceful enemy doomed the invasion. There was supposed to be a general uprising in response to the invasion that never developed. The
Mm.
event solidified Castro's control on the country. And that
Yeah,
was
baby.
as November 5th, 2016.
Got to
That's
it. Got a little cocky. Half
hmm
cocked ass playing. Went running in there like we was Rambo.
hmm
They sat back and laughed, and we got fucked up. I mean,
And JFK took the blunt end of the blame.
yes,
Yes.
yes, it did. Yes,
This
it did.
sounds familiar. This sounds familiar.
Ooh, does it not?
Yes. We fought a few wars recently, a couple back-to-back wars, or we was in two wars at the same time. And
Absolutely.
then what comes out of these wars is the ability to use the word terror and throw it around and
Scare
Mm.
say,
people.
mm-hmm,
Ross
Scare
Meisher
that.
said they used some Cuban traders also.
mm, yeah. So shout out to the Shakur family. Go grab that book, Asada.
Definitely.
Her brother Matulu just got released.
I saw
And
that.
and
Yes.
and him being in jail for what, see that you have the Black Panther Party and the Black Liberation Party. They started in the Black Panther Party, and they started seeing some things that they ended up separating themselves from the Black Panthers and started the Black Liberation Party.
Mm.
Now, um, Matulu actually is terminally ill. Now they were trying to get him released at the beginning of COVID because he has cancer, and he's been locked up for so long. They're like trying to get him out. So the same judge, and keep this in mind, guys, when you catch a charge, a lot of times you're going to go in front of the same judges. So
Mm.
the same judge that sentenced him, because they honestly they was robbing banks. You know what I mean? They was robbing banks and have shootouts, and he got in a shootout and killed somebody, so killed the cop. So he's in jail for life. But being that he's 80 something years old now, and he's terminally ill. When COVID first started, his lawyers pressed, let's get him out of here because he's sick. They said once he's terminally ill, then come back and see me, and then we'll let him go. So
Damn.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
Meow,
that's
meow,
how
meow,
the
meow, meow.
They
that's how
might
the
drop
ball.
on me. They might
That's
drop on me.
mhm,
Damn. That's a
That's
cold mic
crazy.
drop.
What a statistic there, Mellow Man. So this book, you guys want
mhm,
to check it out. You know what I'm saying? There it is right there on the screen. Go to
absolutely.
Audible. if you don't have, if you don't go to the bookstore, go
Hmm.
to Audible and you can get the information right there.
Absolutely. And I got let me shout out my brother DJ Rob. He said, "Thanks, JPad. I appreciate the wishes for him getting married just recently. Shout out to him and his bride, Sawaya.
So
Uh,
why?
Salute. Marriage is beautiful, man. Marriage is beautiful, bro.
yeah,
Salute.
they down the street in Dallas. We gonna team up
Nice.
pretty soon when they swap out Aaron Rodgers for Dak. I'll
Yeah,
be right down there,
straight
right
up.
down
Back to the football reference.
I'm a
there.
fool. I'm full right on up.
We gonna stay on that. I mean, we're the content kings. We're
We're the
gonna.
content kings, and we still
It's
got
gonna.
one more game left.
Yeah, it's gonna be so hard for us to make ads for our podcast because we talk about everything.
Everything might not
How
need
can
no
we?
ads. I think we are the ad.
We are the ad. We are the content kings. Who else but us?
Mm, mm, mm.
But yeah, definitely we want to thank everyone who tuned in on Facebook, on YouTube at LFX Media, on our platform LFX Media Live. Shout out to everyone who's supporting our movement. Stay
Eat
tuned.
good, eat good.
Eat good. All of this month, we definitely going to be giving you tips. We're going to be breaking down some meals real quick, and we here. We here. So uh anything you guys want to put out there before we went past our hour of power by a whole hour, but
All right.
it's been so powerful, you know.
No doubt. No
let,
doubt. Good content.
Great
let me
content,
check with
guys.
let me check with the executive producer to see if how we are on time. You guys go ahead and talk.
Okay.
For sure.
Well, I do thank you guys for tuning in once again, and stay tuned, stay
Mhm.
locked in. Just know that we are on all kinds of different mediums here. We are on Amazon Fire. No salt, no fried food. That's right, Gail. Remember that, guys. No salt, no fried food until the end of the month. And if you decide to go forward with it, stick with it. If you
Okay.
don't, then at least you know for 28 days you disciplined yourself to eating a healthier lifestyle. But we're on Amazon Fire, Roku, we're on Web TV, and we are on the World Wide Web at lfxmedia.live.
No doubt. No doubt. No doubt. Also be on the lookout. Giving some sports content real soon. Coming on the Good Brother Pod. Brother
Good
Sports.
brother.
Good
Good
brother.
Brother
Good brother.
Sports.
Good brother sports coming. Y'all actually gonna be at the Rockets game tonight, playing the Thunder. We'll be in the Lexus Lounge, streaming
Oh,
from the
the
Lexus
Lexus
Lounge.
Lounge.
No doubt.
Bumping
That just
elbows
that
with
just
fifth.
sounds like class.
No doubt. No doubt.
You gonna
No
bump elbows with fifth?
doubt. He might be, he definitely could easily be in the spot tonight. So we're gonna
Yeah.
see what comes with it. So y'all be on the lookout, man. Big Rockets fan, big basketball fan in general. So definitely
Mm.
gonna be bringing
Absolutely.
some
And
sports content. Man.
also stay tuned. I have the custom beat show coming,
No
where I'm going to have a half hour of power.
Mm.
I'll
Mm.
have a 30-minute show that I'll be putting on, and it'll be a variety of content. But most importantly, y'all gonna see my ugly mug on there cooking up some beats,
Mm.
playing beats. You know what I mean? Featuring other producers. You know what I mean? It's just going to be a beat extravaganza. So the custom
Salute.
beat show coming very soon.
No doubt.
While I whip you wind, I'm out of touch and we are out of time.
Mhm.
KRS One, just for the you know what? While we're talking about music, has anybody heard about the top 50
I just
rappers?
caught wind of it.
Well, LFX Media Podcast, we're gonna develop our own top 50. You know what I mean? I don't did I send you that link with Mike Geronimo?
You did.
Woo,
Whoa.
heat.
That's
I
another rabbit hole.
I instantly thought about dang, where is Mike Geronimo in the top 50? Man, he
Mm-mm-mm.
he's definitely got to be top 25 to 35, somewhere in there. Like, I actually got to meet Mike Geronimo at Prodigy's funeral. Shout out Bandana P. Um, yeah,
We
but
have his daughter on our new project, me and Miss Toy.
beautiful. She
It's
is
called
beautiful.
Recession Volume 2.
Yes, and
That
Salute.
will be out on 420, and that is Santana Fox.
she is
Salute.
so creative. She is so creative.
Yes, she is.
Yeah. Definitely, we want to. And I'm going to reach out because I'm an author and I was interested. I actually read Prodigy's book through YouTube, and then I went, digging in rabbit holes trying to find out if it's available for sale, and they were sold out or not in stock.
Ah,
So
ah.
that's why I asked that question when on a podcast, who's in charge of his literary legacy, because it's the book was man, he narrated it himself, and he caused a lot of controversy with the book because he said some things about some guys that uh a lot of
Deeper
them was
than
a
deeper than
lot
the
of them was from
autobiography.
Queens. A lot of them was from Queens. He talked about Nas and how backstabbing Nas could be. He talked about Nori, how one of his boys that I got to meet him at the funeral, the one that allegedly beat the clothes off of Nori. So
Mm.
yeah, it was it was a
Damn.
lot of it was a lot of
And he
situations that
said
he talked.
allegedly. He said allegedly, people. So
Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
strong allegation.
Oh yeah. And
Woo!
around the time that he passed, he actually performed in Vegas, and him and Nori crossed paths, backstage, and was like, okay, kind of,
Uh-oh.
settling their differences. That's what Nori said. But people say a lot of things after people pass away, like
Yes, indeed.
look
And
at my recent
that's gonna be a future one. Podge, I don't want you to give them too much of this good, beautiful bean
look.
content.
Look, I didn't even the Asada. I wanted to dig deep into Asada, but I'm like, that's a whole nother pod as well.
Yeah, yeah, we'll be catching some more of these subjects as we go down the road. But yeah, we did our 2 hours of power, man, and
We
I'm
did.
completely satisfied. I know the people are educated,
Mm-hmm.
and you're going to continue to be such as long as you see our faces in the
Mm-hmm.
place. They
Yeah.
can't chop us but so much, guys. So you know they got the chopping block out, but we're not choppable. So we're gonna still
Chop
be
suey.
exactly. We're gonna chop and do some chopping of our own.
No
Yeah.
doubt.
Keep chopping it up.
We gonna load the RAM up. We got we
Load up
got
the
new
ram.
Macs coming.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we about to get busy. But please share, like, comment, uh, talk about us, good or bad. Just keep our name in your mouth because we are the content kings.
Kings.
Bring it on, baby. Bring it to me.
All the smoke, all the smoke.
All of it.
I gotta find me one of them sweaters Uncle Shay Shay got.
Man,
I
for
need
my
that.
album cover. I gotta put it together for my mixtape cover, bro.
Oh,
Yeah, I
for your
need
mixtape
that.
cover.
I gotta have it for my mixtape cover,
He's
bro.
ready. He's ready. He's
Yeah,
gonna be ready.
yeah.
It's gotta go triple platinum off the cover alone.
Oh, let's go. Let's
We
go. I
gotta
mean, we all three of us are known for writing a few bars, so we
oh
might
yeah,
have to
for
do a
sure.
little collabo.
Fuck it.
You better believe that.
Give
Yeah.
it to him.
The last I'm gonna shout out my guy Chili J. The last time me and Pad came together was a song called the J to the P to the C connection.
Ooh, wow. Do they remember it or do they remember it?
Nah, we talking 90s, talking 90s hip hop. You know what I mean?
Talk
Yeah.
about it, brother. Talk about
Y'all
it.
gonna have to dig. You ain't tell me that till you gotta dig that one up out the archives for the kid, man. I might want to hear that.
See, went
Yeah.
back then, it's only memories. There was no memory cards.
That's
No,
right. That's
no,
right.
it was
That's
actually
right.
Memorex.
Yeah. Is it live? Is it live?
Let me get my
We
stance.
we turned downtown out. We were at
Has
over
anybody ever seen the
capacity.
Memories commercial? The dude was sitting in the chair like this, hair
Yeah.
flying.
So shout out to Chili J on that. Yeah, I
Shout out to
mean,
Chili.
and then we got to shout out his sensei, Pistol Pete. You know,
Pistol Pete.
pioneers, pioneers in this game. Pistol Pete. I'll give you a quick little history. Pistol Pete was the first person I saw operate 3 turntables at the same time. Pistol Pete actually trained Chili J, and Chili J trained me at Edinburgh. Shout out, they changed the name of it, but it's EUP for me. You know what I mean? Shout out DJ Rob, he was around too.
DJ
Um,
Rob.
I have an FCC license for radio. I thought I was going to be the next DJ Red Alert. Yeah. That's what I was thinking, but I left college and, pursued the video, and the video transformed into the photography for 23 years. So shout out to that, being off of that chain of Pistol Pete, Chili J, and myself. But what we did downtown Erie, man, sold out capacity every
Yes,
time.
indeed. Yes, indeed.
The police had to come in. The fire code was violated, and
Way past the fire code.
they shut us down. Now we do got some video footage. Shout
Oh,
out
really?
my cousin Fonzo. He has
Oh,
that footage.
Fonzo. What up, Fonzo?
Shout out Fonz. We're gonna get that. We're gonna chop some of it up and at least get it to you so you can see your boy, the Mellow PDC, on the mic.
My boy, man. Let's see my boy Griffin now. Golly, yeah, I need to see that.
Nostalgic emotions.
Yeah, I had so many responsibilities, putting everything together and getting up on the stage. I actually forgot my lyrics.
Oh no!
I spit a little something, but then I passed.
Was unorganized.
Yeah, so I passed the mic to Chili J because his freestyle, Chili. Another rabbit hole. Me and Chili J rode from Erie to Memphis, Tennessee, freestyling off of some Affy the whole way. Shout out to shout out to
Feeling good.
Yes, sir.
No doubt. Much love, y'all. Much love. Y'all already know what it is. It's time for me to go pay some bills. I don't know about y'all, but I got to get
sir.
out of here.
Shout out to our sponsor, Tito's, in the building.
Ghetto.
Tito's.
Salute to Tito's, man.
Generally instilled in the great state of Texas. No hangover the next day.
All that good stuff.
Yeah. All right. So again, like, share, comment. Oh, is that the Amazon man?
It might be, bro. I might got a package, man. Y'all boys.
Yeah.
Is this Mr. Robinson's neighborhood?
We got some new mics.
Who's that at the door, boys and girls?
y'all be blessed, man. I'm really gonna see what package I got, man.
Yes, sir, indeed. So
bro,
if you didn't know, now you know. And we got another show coming, the Woke Show. So stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned for the Woke Show. We just got a letter. Wonder who it's from.
Wonder who it's from.
Appreciate y'all. See you next time. Podgy Carter, the Mellow, Diddy Bob signing off.
Salute.